Well, hello everyone. Welcome in. This is not a live stream, so I just want to clarify that, but I thought I'd show you my new intro that my buddy Shadow Shrug Tim made for me. But anyways, getting back to the point is that I wanted to do this video and as a result for my 30 days of shorts and see what I thought of it. And I wanted to see your guys' comments and your thoughts about it as well, and kind of do like an overall sort of feeling of um, everything that went down and give you guys like a short little rundown of the analytical side of it without getting too detailed. So let me just jump right into this real quick. And I won't give you too much information, but let's put my face down here and let me show you guys just a brief description of like the analytical side of this. And this is by no means me being, concerned or really diving into the YouTube algorithm, because I honestly, don't give a whole lot of, you know, I don't really care. Let's just say, to put it that way, a whole lot of the algorithm. But this is just kind of like a brief rundown of how everything happened in the last 28 days. But this is with the shorts. In the last 28 days, I had about 18,000 views, engaged views of 6.1, 416 for the likes, and then I gained 14 subscribers in the last 28 days from April 2nd to April 29th. And then with the audience, I think it's important to show this as well, just because the fact that the shorts can also lead you into people to bring you in or to bring them in to watch your videos as well. So over the last 28 days, I have a little over 1,000 returning viewers, unique viewers is 10,000, and then I've gained 40 subscribers over the last 28 days between everything. So I think that's good, because over this, I know it just says 28 days, but the 30 days of shorts, everything has been in the green here. So I think that's kind of a cool thing to show. Um, so that way, everything that I've done in these last 30 days has gone up since I've been doing that. So that's kind of a plus thing to look at. Now, as far as all the shorts, I want to do like a rundown. Oh, I want to go back here. The top shorts that I had was day 7, the Northfin food. That one came in at 1.6 likes. Day 13 is helping new fish keepers. That was the short that I made before I had the live stream with Brant and Lightcap. And then blue light effect was day 12. Day 18 showing the true colors. And then the one after that, that was the most viewed, was the Higer one. So let me just dive into these shorts real quick, and let me just briefly describe each one and why I decided to do it. So here's my intro of saying, hey, here's my 30 days of shorts. Day 2 is just me adding a new fish into the fish room. So that's, pretty basic. I think it was a cool intro to get 906 views for 30 days of shorts YouTube challenge. So I think people were really happy and excited to see that come your guys' way. This was an update for day 3 for my 2.4 gallon aquarium that I had to do, or not, I shouldn't say had, but wanted to do an update on, because it's been a while, and it got some pretty good views as well. And I wanted to do some fish profiles, so that's why you see the Severum cichlid and all the fish profiles that I did, and everything I do with all these shorts. They're all everything that's in my fish room, and it's from my experience. So I didn't want to like go to a fish store and do a fish profile on something that I wasn't, like 100% sure about. So I wanted to make sure I looked up the information at home, and then everything I talked about was everything that I own, that I have the most experience with. And I think that makes the most sense to me. So that's why any fish profiles I did was everything that I have, that I know the most about from experience. The Abuna tank was day 5, just because I feel like I don't show that tank enough during my live streams. Like I do, but it's not like up close. So I feel like that was kind of a fun one to do. Um, day 6 was treating yourself. I was trying to get Xanvis Neon to just advertise that a little bit to see if anyone else wants to do it, because I know I've Jose Joy Fish Keeping talked me into getting this, and then also Scotty. I talked him into getting one of these, so it was kind of a neat thing to do, and he got one for himself too. So I think that's cool. Now here's the one that got the most views. Is this one was pretty good, and some of these shorts take a while to make, and this one in particular took a long time as well, just because of having to prepare everything and put everything together, change the clothes and stuff and figure out what you want to do, how to set the stage up, how to set your camera up. So some of these shorts, like this one in particular, and I'm really glad this got a lot of views because this took a lot of thought and time. And it actually, when you make a YouTube short, if you really put your mind to it, it actually takes quite a bit of time to make. But I was really happy with the end result with this one. Um, this product teaser was on a Haiger product that I had for a long time. It was almost a month, but then life and work got busy. So I didn't get to it, but I was just doing a teaser, when I finally got to it saying, hey, I'm doing a new product. So that was kind of fun to do. This Fritzheim 7 is something that I solely believe in, especially for new fish keepers, just because the fact that this Fritzheim has worked for me several times in getting a tank started, and or if you're having kind of a new tank, I always like to make sure that people know about this to add it to your fish tank for any situation that you might have a ammonia or nitrite spike, that this will help, alleviate that. And so that's why I felt like this was important to do. That day 10, the say to your fish and not your partner. This is kind of like more on the comedic side, just like on the Northfin side, it kind of shows my personality. It's based off one of my favorite TV shows that's no longer it's airing, but it's not like, I don't think they're doing any new episodes, but it's based off of Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I absolutely love that show. And it was kind of fun to do too. And this one took a long time to do as well. Didn't get as many views as Northfin, but it was still a lot of fun. And it took a lot of time to do because I had to, dress in and out of all these outfits and stuff. So it was pretty fun. I liked it. Day 11, I've been playing this game called Aquarium Simulator. I need to get back into it, here in the next month or two. Try to do an update, but I thought this was kind of fun to show off on the shorts to kind of advertise that a little bit. Shockingly enough, when I was doing this one for the new vibe for day 12, I added some cichlids to my peacock and hat tank, and there was a little bit of regression, more than I anticipated, but not like a whole lot that it was concerning. But once I usually turn the lights off, and I did, and it was still the same. But then when I turned this blue light on, it was like all the fish didn't even know who they were. And so that's why, like, this was a very unique short for me because it was unexpected. And as soon as I turned the blue light on, it was like the aggression just completely stopped, and the whole tank just became tame. And then the very next day, when I turned the lights on, everybody was fine. So this was kind of a unique short for me. Day 13, helping new fish keepers, had to do with me introducing the live stream that Brent and Lightcap and I were doing. If you guys haven't seen that live stream, I would highly suggest you guys checking that out. Just because the fact that there was a lot of things Brent and I went over to try to keep new fish keepers in the hobby, and to help them out, to keep them around for the long run, and to not make them feel like they're overwhelmed. So I felt like that was a nice intro for that before that live stream. This was a tip that I did for a lot of my intake tubes for like canister filters and even the hang of the back filters too, to put a pre-sponge filter on. And I feel like this is like a very useful thing to do. So I would suggest checking that out if you guys don't know about putting pre-sponge filters on your hang the backs and canisters. This is a thanks and congratulations short to the people that did my very first giveaway, which was well overdue. But that turned out really well. This was a video of me trying new things with a Frontosa that randomly, long story short, would not work in my other Frontosa tank because it was getting bullied by the biggest Frontosa that was in the tank currently. And crazy enough, whenever I added the cichlids into this tank, I added him along with it, and it worked out just fine. Oops. So it was crazy. So this was another fish profile. It's one of my favorite loaches, a yo-yo loach. So I did that. This one got a lot of views because it showed off my peacock and hat tank, and it was really, really vibrant. This was shortly after I added all these new fish. I always like showing off my dragon blood cage, as I call it, because it gives you like a whole, it's really neat to be able to feed these guys and walk around the entire tank. So I think that's a lot of fun to do, and that's why I like doing that. Um, for anyone who doesn't know, 420 was my birthday, and it was also Easter, and I wanted to let everyone know about that, because it was a special day for me, for not only being my birthday, but it was on the same day as Easter, and that hasn't happened since I was in the 8th grade, so I thought that was cool. These two Haiger videos for day 21 and 22 I pretty much took out those cartridge filters for one of them, and the other one I replaced it because the one filter, the new one that I got, came with like a bunch of fine filter media, fine sponges. So I wanted to put more coarse sponges in the beginning of it, and then finish off with the fine sponges. So that's what I did with this when I fixed that. And then this is also my another filter that I had bought several months ago that they had cartridges in them, and we all know how we feel about cartridges. And I just pitched those in the trash can and replaced them with my own media. So that was that short. This was another short, brief thing that Tim made for me from the aquarium simulator. This was kind of like I needed a spot to fill. So this was probably one of my lesser um, shorts that I did. That was it was only like 15 seconds, but Tim did a good job on it, so I have to give him props for that. This was one of my longer shorts, and it is my absolute favorite store in Northeast Ohio. It is called Agna Aquatics, and I go to this store all the time now. Even though it's about 50 minutes away from my house, I'll go to this store before any big box store and even any local fish store that's 15 minutes away from my house because I just trust it. Day 25, as I was feeding my African cichlid tank and giving an up close and personal view on that. This was inspired by Branton because he had a short that did zucchini. This one wasn't as successful as his because he had a bunch of plecos in his, but I'm going to try something different next time, but it worked out okay. This was an AQQA pump that they had given to me to do a review on. And they actually wanted me to do a post through Instagram to advertise this. So that's why instead of making a full video for this, I did a YouTube short for this, and it helped add on to my 30 days. So this actually worked out great for me for that water pump. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. This was a thing I set up a year ago, and it's still working to this day. So I felt like this was a video that was needed for sure to give an update on how this UVC inline clarifier was, and it gives you a lot of information on this. So I thought that was important. And then I've always wanted to do a short on this, and I just forgot about it for this. My secret weapon is having this heater controller. So that way, if you ever have a heater malfunction in any of your tanks, this prevents it from having a failure. And then it just shuts off when you set your temperatures to whatever it needs to. So I feel like this is kind of like an important thing to advertise. And then, of course, the very last but not least was congratulating you guys and myself at the same time for putting up with me for 30 days. And then also me going through it all at the same time. So that was just me saying, hey, I made it for 30 days. And I was happy about doing that. So I guess that's kind of like a rundown of the analytical side briefly and each short description of each video I did. So I wanted to let you guys know there was three questions. And I did a community post, but I don't think a lot of people saw it or got involved with it. Did not get involved with the community post of leaving comments of what they thought of it. So I thought I'd do this video, and that's okay. That's fine. So what I thought I would do is I would have three questions for myself and then three takeaways and then some final thoughts on these shorts. So my first question for myself is, was it worth it? Absolutely. It was a very fun challenge. It was very engaging. I mean, if I can do it, then anybody can do it. Because I honestly didn't think I could. I don't know if I able to keep up with everything between, your, day-to-day schedule, your work, your life, you're taking care of your fishermen, everything like that. But, it's a fun challenge that, I was willing to take on. And it worked out perfect because it was during my birthday month and there's 30 days in April. So that helped me keep track with, posting the shorts as to what day it was, because I had to try to remember, what day it was. And it made it a lot easier being 30 days in April too. But it does kind of bring out a lot of like the personality in me, not only just in the fish keeping hobby, but just me as a person. So you guys kind of get to know me a little bit more, on that aspect. So I think it was well worth it, and I enjoyed doing it a lot. The second question is, would I ever do it again? I not immediately. This took it took a lot of planning, and you have to come up with a game plan for this. I mean, it's different when you post a short here and there, or post a fish profile or a quick short that you just record your phone with in front of your fish tank and then just put some music to it. It's neat to see. It's neat to see the interactions and comments and stuff that people give. But when you do shorts for 30 days, um, you need to have a mindset and have a determination that you're gonna do it and you're not gonna quit. Because I've seen um, other content creators that's done YouTube shorts and they get so far and then they don't make it to the 30 days. Um, which, if life happens, that's fine. I guess this was kind of like I've always wanted to do this 30-day challenge, but it just when the timing was right for my life and my schedule and my YouTube schedule and fish schedule, like plus it worked out with my birthday and stuff. That you just need to have a game plan and a mindset of yes, I'm going to do this and try to stick with it, and I made it. So I was really happy about that. Um, and my third question is, how did I do this? Um, YouTube does a great thing of being able to, obviously, you can schedule out your videos, but you can also schedule out all your YouTube shorts. So there are times to where, what I like to call, my like our busy week at work. Um, is for anyone who doesn't know, I work 12-hour days and it's more like 13 to 14 hours because of drive time and getting ready for this and that. So there are times to where I'd be spending on my busy weeks of I would spend probably a half a day of just creating shorts and then scheduling them out day by day by day. And if YouTube didn't do that, I probably never would have done this challenge. Just for the fact of that being it a lot simpler for me to do. So that way, like I said, a good amount of time of just making a short, going to the next one, making the next short, and then go to the next one. And then by the time I knew, like half the day or 3/4 of the day was over, and I just made like 7 or 8 shorts that I scheduled out because I knew I was going to be busy for a whole entire week. So I didn't want to be stressed on, um, doing or trying to think of a short real quick, when it's 9 o'clock at night. So that's really convenient that YouTube does that for you. So 3 key takeaways I wanted to give to you guys is that my first one, I think it's probably the most important one out of the other 2 that I have, is you just really have to have fun and enjoy yourself doing this. Because if it's not fun, then there's no point in doing it. There's no point in um, like if you're unmotivated, if you're stressed out about it, if you don't have the time, if you don't have the patience, if you don't have, the I guess the desire to do it per se, it's not for everybody. But if it's something that you want to do and you want to challenge yourself, you want to put some stuff out there for everyone to see, you just have to enjoy it because just like with the fish keeping hobby or any hobby or anything that you do, main reason is you have to enjoy doing what you're doing, or else there's no point in doing it. So that's probably my number one thing is just to have fun. And I had fun with it. And it was very engaging, like I said before, when I was talking about, being if it's worth it or not. So the second key takeaway is be prepared, just like on the Lion King movie, be prepared. If you guys all know that, I'm sure you do. But just be prepared, gather your material, have a game plan, a strategy in mind, and have a goal set, and then just stick with it. That's I think a good key takeaway for that I suggest to people that want to try this 30-day challenge. And then whenever life gets busy, just make sure you schedule things out. And I think it works out a lot better that way. So just kind of be prepared to get things set up on what you want to do, what vibes you want to set off for your audience, and what information you want to give to your audience, and what I guess you want to have people learn from your channel that you think would be important to them. So just kind of prepare yourself to get different things and get your information ahead of time. So that way, when you do your short that's longer than others that have more information, that you are doing like the correct information or the fun stuff, try to, have fun with it. And I don't know, just do your homework. I think that's, important. And then my last key takeaway is just don't be afraid to fail. YouTube shorts aren't for everybody. I know that in the algorithm, it seems like shorts are a lot more popular, especially with like Instagram and TikTok and stuff. You're always seeing people swiping, through their phones and going to the next short and the next short and stuff like that. So I guess it's, can't be afraid to fail because not everyone is going to like the content that you put out. It's not for everyone, especially when you go to 30 days. Every short's not going to accommodate to everybody on YouTube. I mean, there's going to be shorts that people are going to like, and then there's going to be shorts that people are not going to like, and you have to understand that. And I already knew that walking in before starting this 30 days, that it's okay if you didn't like some of the shorts that I did. That's fine. Swipe away. But if you wanted to watch more of the shorts and you liked it, then that's great. And I appreciate you guys watching that. I tried to give a really good mix of, you know, information to feeding my fish, to doing a little bit of comedy in with it with my personality, and then doing some advertisements with the equipment that I use that I bought, or I guess, well, that I bought and then also was given to me at the same time, as well as show some of the fish off, and then show the fish room off a little bit too as well. But like I said, you just don't be afraid to fail. Um, you just have to take the good with the bad, and hopefully most of it's good. I think it was a good overall experience for me, and just see what works and then what doesn't. So that's all you really have to be concerned with. Um, and then from my final thoughts is I do want to thank each and every one of you guys who has been continuing to follow my content. And I really want to do a really special thanks to everyone that participated in the giveaway. Um, because I did the thanks, the shorts with the thanks for the people that participate in it. Um, and I think it's overall, like, for my final thoughts for all this. I guess I'm getting a little rambling on here with stuff, but it's fun. I enjoyed it a lot. But I think, if I were to do this again, it would definitely have to take some more time and thought process to get everything gathered up, and then have a game plan, like I said before. And enjoy yourself. Make sure that you have a lot of reasoning behind it of why you want to do it, and then enjoy your shorts, enjoy your time, enjoy your um, just enjoy your audience. Engage with them as much as you can, and make sure it's worth it for you. And I do want to thank each and every one of you for joining me on this journey and everything with these 30 days. And I'm really happy that I made it. So that's kind of my final thoughts as to everything that happened within these 30 days of shorts. But thank you for participating in it. And I hope you guys watched all of them. And if not, check some out, and maybe you'll lead them into other videos in my channel, and then maybe other channels, other people's channels as well. So I was hoping to reach, as much people out as I reach out to as much people out as I could. And with these 30 days, and it seemed to work okay, between the analytical side of the brief description and viewing over everything. So that's the everything in a nutshell. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate your time in this video. And we'll see you again soon, hopefully. So take care.